This is Rob Tebbett for Boxing Social. I'm delighted to be joined by unbeaten super lightweight contender Jack Catterall. We're here at the Ohara Davies Jack Catterall announcement press conference. First things first, how are you, Jack?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Long drive this morning, pretty tired, but yeah, excited for the fight to be announced today.
This is a fight that's been rumoured for a long time. How does it feel to finally get it over the line and get the fight date that you've been looking for?
Yeah, it feels really good. I've had a good year up to now. I've had 3 fights, had a good win last month. So it's good to be straight back to work really. I've had a good rest, back in camp and another good fight to look forward to.
Tell me a little bit about that win you had last month, obviously against Tyrone McKenna. Great fight. What did you make of your performance now you've had a bit of time to look back on it?
Yeah, I've watched the fight back 2-3 times now. I thought I boxed all right, didn't think I boxed brilliant. I've sat down with my coach and I know there's plenty to work on. Took the fight on 5.5 weeks, 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks notice. Felt comfortable in the fight and I probably switched off a few times throughout the back end of the fight, but I did feel comfortable in there. Again, credit to Tyrone, he were very tough. But no, I enjoyed the experience, racked up another win. Tyrone again, 6'1", southpaw fighter. So it was just like another box ticked. So yeah, on to the next one.
Now you mentioned that at times that you switched off in there. I mean, you're one of the most naturally gifted fighters on these shores. Is that something that you need to work on? I know your stablemate Carl Frampton, who obviously knows Tyrone well as well, after the fight said that there were times where he would have liked to see you up the tempo and potentially go for the kill. Is that something that you're going to be looking at going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I always go for the kill, but I think in that fight, I probably switched off because I felt comfortable. I don't think it's right to do that, and I'll certainly be correcting that, but I think as the tougher tests come and I'm under more pressure, I think you'll see a better fighter. I still feel like I've not shown half of what I can do in the ring, so hopefully in future fights we'll be able to see that.
Now you box out of the stable with Jamie Moore. It's got obviously Carl Frampton, Martin Murray, Rocky Fielding. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to box out of a gym that is so thriving at the minute. I mean, it's one of the most successful gyms, not only in this country, but around the world at the minute. What's it like having that kind of energy to bounce off in the gym every day?
I've never enjoyed it as much. I've been there now about 5-6 months, really enjoying it. All the lads are flying in the gym, all fighting for titles, everybody's training hard, everybody gets along, so it's a real joy to go to the gym and just see everybody doing well and pushing each other. I couldn't be in a better place with it.
Now with this fight, the Ohara Davies fight, as I said, it's been mooted for a long time. Now that the fight's been made, what are your plans from now until the fight happens? What are your plans for camp? When do you go back into full training camp?
I'm in full training now. Kind of just been coasting this last week or so, waiting for the official date. Not going too soon, but nothing will change. I'll be training hard, listening to Jamie, getting everything done, leave no stone unturned like always, and preparing the best I can for the fight.
This fight pits two of the top prospects in the country, certainly in your weight class, against each other. How important is it for you to take these risks at this stage in your career rather than potentially waiting around to manoeuvre yourself into a world title shot?
Like I said before, I just want to be involved in fights that entertain people, fights, meaningful fights. I mean, it'll be a WBO Intercontinental title fight, I guess, unless they can get an eliminator on it again, so that would progress me closer to that world title shot. I couldn't con my fans, you know. No good fights. People don't want to see it. Like they want to see me challenge myself, and I myself want to test myself against other good fighters. I mean, I know I ain't going to be boxing forever. I don't want to look back and think, oh, why didn't I take that opportunity? How come I didn't get to fight these fighters? I mean, you didn't have to ask me twice about taking the fight. I took the fight. I want to test myself and see how far I can go.
What do you think is going to match up well when you and Ohara Davies get into the ring? Obviously, two completely different styles. Why do you think that you're going to have the edge?
I just believe I'm a better boxer than him. I think he's got long arms. He looks a little bit tricky, unorthodox at times. He does things that you're not typically see other fighters do. Yeah, I've seen his punch power before, but I don't think that causes any issues for me. I think I'm just going to punch his head in.
You mentioned he's awkward, he's tricky, he can punch hard. What kind of, I mean, I know that you're not responsible for sourcing your sparring partners, but do you envision sparring partners being difficult to come by for somebody like Ohara Davies?
You're never going to find the perfect sparring partner. I mean, for Tyrone, I think I had 5 or 6 spars for the fight. A 6'1" southpaw fighter. I think it would be easier for Davies, being an orthodox fighter, but that's not the be all and end all. I think as long as I focus on being the best version of me, we get some good sparring who can probably imitate him for a few rounds. I just believe that I'm a better fighter than him.
Ohara Davies is somebody who's made headlines throughout his career for trash talking, for being quite controversial. You strike me as somebody who's very grounded, very settled. Are you expecting any antics in the build-up to the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't pay too much attention to it. See today what he comes with. He might come in and be like a little mouse. I've seen him act like a little mouse before. I've seen him come in and talk all the rubbish in the world. But I mean, I'm happy and focused on me. I know what I've got to do. I don't have to talk rubbish to sell the fight. People want to see the fight, and that's what they'll see. He always talks the talk, I walk the walk, and that'll be the difference.
Okay, and just finally, the World Boxing Super Series announced a super lightweight tournament. The draw's been made. Was there ever any part of you that saw that and wanted to be involved in that?
Of course, I think every fighter wants to be involved in it. It's a brilliant tournament, boxing for the Ali Trophy. Again, a group of brilliant fighters in the tournament, so I'll be watching it, and yeah, it'll be a good tournament.
Who do you think's a favourite going into that tournament?
I believe Josh Taylor, probably now with the momentum he's had. Certainly pick him to do well in the tournament.
And just lastly, Maurice Hooker, I believe, is going to be fighting Alex Saucedo for a WBO, well, a defence of his WBO super lightweight title. Do you have any thoughts on that and how that fight might potentially go?
Not really. I'll focus on Davis, and once that fight's done, then I'll obviously watch that fight, and then hopefully in the future I can get my shot at it.
Okay, well, Jack Catterall, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Look forward to seeing you in action when you step into the ring with Ohara Davies. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Nice,
Lovely.
mate. Thank
Cheers.
you very much.